Hi, good afternoon. This is Rajiv Askhana from immigration.com, the law offices of Rajiv Askhana, PC. This is our two-weekly community conference call. We've been holding this for decades. We try to answer your questions the best we can, subject to all the disclaimers that you heard when you logged into this call. Real quickly, let's do a sound check, make sure you guys can hear us. All right.
The conference is now in conversation mode.
Can you all hear me okay? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Thank you.
I can.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The conference is now in presentation mode.
Let's first go over the questions that I think are frequently asked. And there's actually a whole bunch of them today, unusual. First question is the consequences of a B1, B2 extension applied and leaving the USA. So the problem is, let's say that your parents have come here to visit you, and because of the COVID-19 situation or other reasons, they don't want to go back right now. So you apply for their extension, but before the extension is granted, they leave the United States. What happens? So if you go to a publication called the Economic Times, or just search Rajiv Askhana Economic Times, you'll come to my author page on the Economic Times. And I have one of the stories I've written is right here. Will your B1, B2 visa get cancelled at the airport? I make this point because I have covered my opinion of the government's attempt to create unnecessary hurdles for people. What have they been doing? Sometimes, after you have applied for a B1, B2 extension and your current status has expired, your stay has expired, if you leave the United States, on your next visit back, the government says, oh no, you can't come back because you left before the decision on your case. That's weird. In my opinion, that should be applauded because they didn't wait for all the time that they thought they needed. As soon as their needs became clear, they left. However, there have been cases where the government has stopped them at the airport and said, we are canceling your visa stamp. Now, this is rare and it should not happen. Technically, if you go by the book, yeah, maybe they are right, but it's such a travesty of just common sense that only the USCIS and CBP can do nonsense like this. So be aware of that. How do you protect against that? I think one of the good ways to do it is to clear immigration somewhere closer to India if you're coming from India. If you're coming from, for example, Europe, you might want to clear customs in immigration in Ireland. If you're coming from India, you might want to clear immigration in Abu Dhabi. That way, if there's a problem, you don't have to travel back thousands of miles. You can just travel a few hundred miles and you're back again in your home country. That's what I would do. With that said, Nirav wants to know, my father visited me last year. They extended his visa. He has already gone. We've received his fingerprint appointment. Will his extension be denied without a fingerprint? What you should do is you should just have him write, or if you applied for him, just have that case withdrawn. As to whether there'll be a future impact, I strongly encourage you to read my write-up in the Economic Times and listen to this recording. It tells you what to do. You should definitely withdraw the case. And there was another community member who had written, Xenon writer had written, and this were connected, so these entries were merged. My mother-in-law visited USA under B1, B2. We had to file extension. She did the biometrics, then she returned back. Exactly the same case. Now the question is, they have a whole lot of history going on. Case was denied, even though they clearly indicated that she'd already left. It's been 8 months. Can she come back again? Or does she need to wait till USCIS decision? I think she should wait. And I also think she should wait 1 year after leaving the United States. Personally, I think this is a kind of situation where you would do well contacting your congressman's office. I'm hoping that you're not going to have any issues, but do point out to the article I showed you on the screen in the Economic Times that I had written, which I think is a crazy interpretation of the law. But run it by the congressman's office. Let's see what they say. So bottom line, let her wait a year. In the meantime, get in touch with your congressman's office. Point out to them. You can even point out the article that I've written and state that there is this really weird situation the government has created where people who have applied for an extension legally but leaving before that extension are having trouble getting back in. If anything, that's actually a sign of good faith and honesty to not misuse the visa system and leave when you don't need to be here. So that is my opinion, folks. A *5 if you have a follow-up question. Please don't raise your hand for a new question. Just a follow-up question. Press *5. Okay, let me move on to the next frequently asked question. You guys have to be a little quicker, guys. I had just passed this question. Now you raise your hand. Give me 1 second. Area code 309. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi. I'm calling from Illinois.
Yes, sir.
So I have a quick question, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So recently I have got 2 full-time opportunities.
Stop. Stop. I said no new questions. Please proceed with discipline. Okay? I'm only answering the questions that have been posted. I'll have time for new questions. Hold on to your question. We'll talk to you. Guys, once again, I will first do the frequently asked questions. Any follow-ups on the frequently asked questions. Nothing new. Don't introduce a new topic. Then we will do the regularly posted questions, any follow-ups, and then in the time that remains, we'll do new questions. So I highly encourage you to post your questions beforehand. Usually the questions are full within a couple of days, but once it is, just watch this area of our forums. Monica will open the forum for questions as soon as the call is over. So next by Friday or maximum by Saturday, the questions will be open. Coming back to the next frequently asked question. Let's see. So this is changing multiple jobs while adjustment of status, that is 485, is pending. Consequences. So what was the question? Let me just first of all generically tell you. So how does this whole thing works? AC-21, changing jobs when the 485 is pending. Once your I-140 is approved and 485 has been pending 180 days, you can change your job to any company in the United States, anywhere, as long as the jobs are same or similar. Same or similar. Is there a number of times you can change jobs? Let's say you went to work for IBM, from IBM to Sun Microsystems, Sun Microsystems to Microsoft. Each time you did an AC-21, which is supplement J filing. Is there a limit on the number? There is no limit. You can change as many jobs as you like. Okay? With that said, let's see what the situation here is. So my 485 has been pending more than 180 days. I-140 is approved. Biometrics are done. Is it safe to change jobs? Look, if you ask a lawyer, are there any risks? That's like asking a doctor how many ways a patient can fall sick. That's not a fair question. That question is unanswerable. There are always risks. But it is a tried and tested process. Get your job description looked at by a competent counsel. Let the lawyers advise you. This is a procedure that has been done hundreds of thousands of times. Personally, in our own office, many hundreds, if not thousands of times. And as long as we assess it, we've never had any problem with it. Okay? They should not have to file for I-140 again. That's the whole idea of an AC-21, that after 180 days, you can actually port your green card to another employer. But do take a look at Supplement J, J as in John. The new employer will have to help you file that. That's just basically an offer of employment. Okay. Yeah, Supplement J is usually enough. That's all you need. What happens to I-485 if the employer B revokes I-140? At this point, even if they revoke the I-140, nothing can hurt your green card case. Okay? *5, if you have a follow-up question, please don't ask me any new questions. Follow-up question on this, please. Press *5. Okay. We'll come to new questions soon. Next frequently asked question is number 11. I-129 Nunc Pro Tunc request. Guys, I actually want to talk about Nunc Pro Tunc just for a couple of minutes. This is a very weird issue and I want to bring it up to the community's attention. Just be mindful of this issue. I just had this morning a discussion with a client. So what is Nunc Pro Tunc? Nunc Pro Tunc simply means retroactively. So let us say I fell out of status for some reason in 2019. I discovered the problem in 2020. And by the time I applied for restoration of my status, it was 2021. So let's say I found out December 29th, I am illegal for a couple of years. I could be subject to 10-year bar if I don't fix this situation. So what I do is, in 2021, I applied for restoration of my status, Nunc Pro Tunc. How do you do that? So for example, if you're on H4, you will apply for an H4 extension and you will request that it extend back to 2019 when you first fell out of status. That's Nunc Pro Tunc. You're just extending it back in the past, which is retroactively. So here is the problem. I had a case this morning, one of our very old-time clients, and very genuine case, lot of issues, health issues. They genuinely did not notice that her H4 had expired. So we ended up being, and this is exactly the case, unlawfully present in 2019, found out about it, let's say late 2020. We applied for an extension, for a retroactive Nunc Pro Tunc. You know, they gave it to me till 2020. They did give me an I-94. They did approve my Nunc Pro Tunc, but not all the way to 2019. And this is a common problem. So what do? We probably file a motion to reconsider as well as be prepared for a lawsuit. Because even though we are safe, what if we travel outside the United States? There is a 1-year period or some period that I was unlawfully present. It was not covered by this extension. So what do? It's a suspense limbo status, which I don't like my clients to be in. And nobody wants to be in that situation. So we are going to first open an ombudsman's request because it is a systemic issue. It's a problem with the system. And 2, I am going to ask for reconsideration if my attempts at ombudsman are unsuccessful. And finally, I'll take it to court if I have to. But this is a problem with Nunc Pro Tunc. They could leave you unprotected for periods that you didn't anticipate. So Noor Ahmad says, my company has filed for I-129 Nunc Pro Tunc. So in his case, it could be she too. It could be a woman too, I guess. It's an I-129, so it's an H1b probably. I am a bit confused about my visa stamping versus automatic revalidation. Well, listen, automatic revalidation, you probably mean AVR, automatic visa revalidation. It has no application in your case. Okay, I don't see how you can do an AVR. If you get a Nunc Pro Tunc approval, you will be legal to stay because it will be as though you had no illegality in your background. It's a complete forgiveness. But if you don't get a complete forgiveness or even a partial forgiveness, you have to look at whether you are subject to 3-year or 10-year bar, because the moment you step outside the United States, you cannot come back for 3 years or 10 years except through a waiver, which is never guaranteed. Okay. Can you get your visa stamped from Mexico or Canada after 129 approval? You can. I don't see any problem with that. But you got to make sure that your entire period of unlawful presence is covered. Can you go to Mexico or Canada to get visa stamped? Yes. If they simply approve the petition, can I still get my visa stamped from Mexico or Canada? The answer is yes, but if you have more than 180 days unlawful presence or a year or more, you could be subject to 310 bar. Then you don't want to leave. You want to get this resolved. So this is a fairly complicated situation. Okay. I don't know your case, but based upon the questions you've asked, which leave me quite unsatisfied because it's really just part of the picture, you should discuss it with your lawyers because they know your facts. Okay. *5 if you have a follow-up question. No new questions. Press *5 if you have a follow-up question. Okay. Is there any other frequently asked question? There isn't. Now let's go to our regular questions. Regular question number 3. F1 continuing students on OPT entry into the USA from India after July 2nd. Okay, so basically Madhu is asking, what is the status of people who are on OPT? So this has been made clear actually. If you look at the frequently asked questions, I believe it is on the US Consulates in India website, that you are to be treated as continuing students if you're an OPT, and you can come back as long as you meet the other requirements. So you can come back after July 2nd as long as you meet the regular OPT re-entrance requirements, you have a job, you've been maintaining status, etc. So yes, you are treated as a continuing student. That's confirmed. You don't have to confirm with CBP. This is quite clear. Can we use this information, email, and try to board the flight? Absolutely. You should not have a problem. Okay. *5 if you have a follow-up question. Anyone with a follow-up question on OPT re-entry? Okay. Let's go on to the next question. Is an online master's degree recognized for an H1b? Absolutely. Absolutely. But you see, the difference is, if you're talking about an H1b, there's a recognition of various kinds. So when you want to just come under the EB2 category, as long as you have a degree after bachelor's, you can qualify if the degree is accredited. But if you want H1b master's cap, your degree must be from a non-profit accredited institution or from a public institution like the state university. But you can't have a degree from a for-profit university. That's the law. *5 if you have a follow-up question. *5. So online is not the problem. The nature of the university is the problem. *5? No? Okay, let's go on to the next question. This is question number 5. Intra-company transfer work permit visa H1b stamping. I'm currently in the US working full-time for a Fortune 200 American employer since 2016. I had an H1b in 2017, I-140 approved in 2019, first H1b stamping done in Ottawa. Current H1b approved is good till 2023. And I guess he's going for another visa stamping. Okay. I got intra-company transferee work permit visa approved to move from US to Canada to a Canadian subsidiary branch in Ontario. Can I still go for H1b stamping? Okay, I'm confused. If you're asking me a question about Canadian visa stamping, I can't help you because I don't practice on the Canadian side. But if you're asking me, I have an L1 approved, assuming that you're talking about the US side, which I don't think you are, but I don't know for sure. If you have an L1 approved, can you still go for H1b stamping? You can, but then you will be on H1b. You won't be on L1. Okay. But I don't know if you're asking about the Canadian side. So if Canadians have a similar visa and you move to Canada with that visa, can you also keep your H1b? I don't see why not. Again, I refer you to an article I wrote in the Economic Times. If you go to Economic Times or just Google Economic Times Rajiv S. Khanna, you'll come to my author page. I wrote an article, a small comment about how ridiculous the government is in asking people to maintain their H1b status while outside the US. I personally don't think there's a problem. Any special precautions? Not really. Clear the Canadian side. US side, I don't see any special problems. *5 if you have a follow-up question. Press *5. Okay. Question number 6. Oh, there is a follow-up. 980. Okay. 980, where are you calling from?
Hello, Rajiv sir.
Yes, sir.
This is regarding my question follow-up.
Yes, sir.
So I cleared all the Canadian visa side. So the question is about H1b stamping, that I can have an appointment in Ottawa, Canada for the approval until 2023.
Yeah, you can.
So if they ask are you going to US upon the approval, or are you working in a US company, what should I say? Because I will be working in a Canadian branch at that point
you tell them the truth, that I'm keeping my options open. If I want to go back, I want to be able to go back.
So if I say that if I get a transfer again to the US branch, I need a stamping to go back.
Whatever the truth is, never ever try to customize your answer to a question. Just tell the truth.
Okay, and coming to the I-140 thing, I have that I-140. What can I do to keep my green card in line while working in Canada for the same employer? Is there anything like consular processing change? What are the pros and cons with that?
That's something I want you to discuss with your lawyers, how they want to handle it. But also discuss with them before you even move to Canada whether your green card can be converted to an EB1C. Once you have worked outside USA for 1 year as a managerial or executive employee, you might be entitled to a very quick green card. So ask them about the EB1C conversion also. This is something that needs to be discussed with your lawyers, not with me. Okay?
Okay, but still I can go for the stamping in Ottawa.
I have already answered that. Sir, I've already answered that question.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good luck. Yeah, let's not keep repeating the question, hoping that I would change the answer. Okay, CPT to H1b change of status. Currently, I'm pursuing my second master's with the University of Cumberland. I've got my CPT till August 2021. My H1b comes into effect October 2021. Can I work? No. If you see, you're not covered by the gap extension because you're not on OPT. So therefore, you'll have to quit working until October 2021. You can stay, but you can't work. Okay? The only way you can work is if you have another CPT going. *5, if you have a follow-up question on this, *5. All right. Area code 720, where are you calling from?
Sir, we are calling from Colorado.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thanks for taking our question.
My pleasure.
Is it possible to change visa status from H4 to H1b in the US?
Absolutely.
My
Absolutely.
friend's wife is,
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we do it all the time. No problem. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
my friend's wife,
Mhm.
she is traveling on H4 and her H1b is in process. So she shouldn't have to wait for H1b process to complete to travel. Is that correct?
No, that's a problem. Go over some of our questions. In our frequently asked questions, there is a huge discussion about traveling while H1 is pending. If she travels, she either has to get an H1B visa stamping and come back, or if she comes back again on H4, she will have to apply for change of status to H1, which is like refiling the whole case. Okay? But she will not be subject to the quota though.
She will not be subject to the quota.
No.
Okay. She is already through the lottery. So,
So what will happen is, let's say her H1 gets approved, she was outside the US, they will give her the H1 but not the change of status. When she comes back, you know what I'm trying to remember? Maybe I'm wrong about this. Give me 1 second to think about this. So when we filed the H1, but my change of status is kicking in on October 1st. What happens if I travel out and come back? Because I'm not really, you know what? This is a question I have to double check. I gave you an answer, then I realized, wait, this is a quota case, so it has to be treated differently because the change of status is occurring on October 1st. Before that, I'm still on H4. So if I go outside USA and come back on H4, but the problem is my request for adjustment or change of status considered to be abandoned if I travel? You know, I don't know the answer off the top of my head. Now I have put myself in doubt. So as far as the travel is concerned, worst case scenario, she will either need to get a visa stamp or come back and apply for status again. Best case scenario, she'll have to do nothing. Tell her lawyers to look into it. I'm pretty sure there's a frequently asked questions put out by the, I think it's Customs and Border Protection. It's either CBP or may even be ICE. That if you travel when your change of status is pending, even if you get status, you'll have to apply for it again. However, in cases of quota, because the trigger date is October 1st, if I travel and come back on the already approved status, which is H4, I should be okay, right? I'm not sure because there are a couple of conflicting provisions. I'm not going to have time to look it up myself. Have her lawyers do it, okay? But traveling is not an issue as long as she's okay with this. All right?
Okay.
Good luck, sir. Yeah, I kind of overanalyze this, I think. But it's always better to be a little hesitant than to be overconfident. Always double check it. So the next question, number 7, is on EB-5, Child Status Protection Act, and Consulate Appointment for daughter to study in the US after the 12th grade. So filed for an EB-5 I-5-526 in 2016, got approved 2018. Son was 19 years and 5 months old. Gave interview on Feb 14th. He was 20 years and 5 months. Actual age was 21 years, 8 months. Ooh, your visa was rejected? Okay. Then reaffirmed. Is he still protected under CSPA? In my opinion, he is. I can't think of any reason why he would not be protected. My daughter is going to complete her 12th grade soon. We want to move to the United States. Is there any way to get an appointment scheduled? So, in other words, can we consider the start of a school year as enough of an emergency to seek that the visa be treated on an emergency basis? You can try. I don't see any harm in it. But otherwise, you also be prepared for her to apply for an F1 visa and come. Even though she has a green card pending, this is a unique situation. They should approve her F1 visa. Okay. Star 5, if you have a follow-up question on this. Gajananji? Okay. This is from India. Yeah, India, go ahead, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, so I would like to know, like, at what time is the age is locked? Like, is it locked during the filing of DS-60 or at the time of interview?
Okay, the way I remember the body of the law, it says this, that we will subtract from your age the entire time your 526 was pending, and you have to, as soon as your priority date becomes current, you must have taken steps towards applying for your final step, and you've met all these requirements because you applied for a visa, immigrant visa, which is taking the next step. So all of that was done. The only reason there was a delay was because the case was sent back and then reaffirmed, and I think all of that should be irrelevant because the case is proceeding as planned, having filed for your visa or your taken the action necessary within 1 year of the visa dates becoming current. That's the way I see it. Is there something more to it? CSPA can be very tricky. That's the way I see it preliminarily. Unless there is something extraordinary going on, some extraordinary interpretation of the law that the consulate takes, I think this would work fine. If you just look at their Foreign Affairs manual, that's exactly the analysis they would be doing. Did you have any reason to doubt that they are not going to give him CSPA? Did they indicate to you? Gajananji? Hello? Okay, I think I've lost him. I'll leave the line open, go on to the next case. Next question is question number 9. So 10-year multiple entry visa rules and requirements. Time taken to get a green card for a refugee. I have no idea. I don't do refugee or political asylum cases. Green card holder starting a business. Wow, those are very different questions. Question number 1. Can the ones who have US visa for 10 years stay for the entire 10 years? No. Visa just gives you the permission to arrive at the airport. At the airport, they decide how long you can stay, and that is typically 6 months. And if you just keep coming back every 6 months, at some point they might take an objection to that. Quickest way for a UAE-born Indian citizen to get green card? Through employment. Because you are UAE-born, you are not charged to Indian quota, you are charged to UAE quota. So that should make your green card a lot quicker than most other people's. How long would it take to get EB2? I don't like to guess these things, but if things continued the way they are today, I would say maybe a year to 2 years, as quick as that. Not a year, but closer to, I would say, a year and a half to 2 years. Can a person holding a green card start his own business in USA with no restrictions? Absolutely. Well, as long as you're not selling illegal arms, all legal businesses, otherwise there's no restriction. How hard is it a family to get a green card in refugee status? I have no idea, sir. I have never done a refugee case in my life. Sorry. *5 if you have a follow-up question. Press *5 on your phone. Okay. Question number 10. I-485 is in process using EAD AP with H1b status. Time taken to get a green card after the final action date is current. So first question is, I-485 is going on, fingerprinting is done. If I use advance parole to travel and re-enter, will I keep my H1 or will I lose it? And the answer is you will keep it as long as you come to work for the same employer, taking the same job. So if you left while working for Sun Microsystems, used your advance parole, and you came back to the same job, you will still be on H1b. That's the rule. But if you are not coming to the same job, you will be on EAD. And in order to revive your H1b, you'll have to file an H1b again if you're with a different employer or a different job. If you already have an H1b, you'll have to go outside USA, get a visa stamp and come back, or get an approval, get a visa stamp and come back. So going from EAD back to H1b is fairly easy. Not a problem. Just takes a visa stamp. How long will it take? I do not know. I can't really tell you that. Sorry. *5 if you have a follow-up question. *5. Okay. Looks like we are coming to the end. Oh no, there are a couple of questions more and then we can take new questions. LPR got married in India. NVC approved documents. Do you know what priority dates Mumbai is conducting? They have their times online as far as I know. You can email the consulate. They do respond. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Just a question of times. Green Card Renewal Process and Re-entry Permit starting January 2021. I've read that from January 2021, Green Card Renewal receipt comes with Work Authorization Permit. It's something like that. I don't know exactly what they said. Yeah, but the idea is that when you apply for a Green Card renewal, the receipt will carry some annotation that says this receipt is as good as having a work authorization. Is it re-entry permit? So don't worry too much about the logistics, because you can always make an InfoPass appointment and get what is called an EDIT stamp. EDIT? I think it's EDIT or is ADIT, ADIT. It's a stamp on your passport that will say temporary proof of permanent residence, form I-551 being processed or something like that. So it will be as good as a green card and it's universally acknowledged. So you shouldn't have any trouble traveling on that. And that's usually for 1 year. So even if the receipt doesn't allow for travel, I think it does, because I'm thinking of other cases, similar cases in other criteria, other categories. So I think the receipt will make it possible for you to travel as well. That's my guess. If not, just get an InfoPass appointment and get an edit stamp. If green card is denied, how long can I stay in the country? Not even a day. Oh, till the expiration of the old green card? Well, let's back up a little bit. First of all, typically to revoke a green card, they have to take you to immigration court. Unless you are, well, in your case, it's more than 5 years since approval. So the point is, they can't just revoke a green card. They have to take you through a procedure. Okay. And renewals are an administrative affair. They don't really indulge in any detailed analysis. You don't have to go for interviews or anything. It's pretty much like renewing your driver's license, for example. Filing forms and getting it in the mail. *5 if you have a follow-up question on this. Okay. Let's start with new questions. Press *5 if you have any question at all. Any question. Anything goes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's easy. 3 questions. Wow. We're doing good. Let's start with, let's see. Area code 720. Area code 720. Where are you calling from?
Hello, sir. I'm calling from Denver.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question regarding re-entry permit. I have a re-entry permit which is expiring in September of this year.
Okay.
I was in India for more than a year and I recently came back to US.
Mm-hmm.
Due to family reasons, I'm planning to apply for re-entry permit to be on the safer side.
Okay.
Because of my travel situation.
Okay.
So is it a good idea to apply for re-entry permit now?
Okay. So first of all, you should always apply for a re-entry permit if you expect to be gone for an extended period of time or you don't know how long you will be gone. Okay. So the first question to be answered is it a good idea? Yes. Almost always a re-entry permit should be applied. Okay.
Since it's expiring in September, can I apply now? It's July, right?
Double check it, ma'am. I think you can apply 6 months ahead of expiration. How do you double check it? It should be on the USCIS website.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck to you, ma'am. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Let's take area code 309. 309, where are you calling from?
Hi, sir. I'm calling from Illinois.
Yes, sir.
So I have a small question regarding multiple jobs on OPT full
Yes.
time.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it possible to do multiple jobs on OPT, sir?
Yes, sir.
Simultaneously?
Yes, sir. So there are two aspects to an OPT, right? First of all, there are two kinds of OPT. The STEM OPT extension and the first year. When you are in the first year of OPT, as long as you are working in your own major, you can have 1, 2, 3 or 10 jobs. We don't really care. There's no upward limit. Okay?
Okay, sir. So we at the same time also we can do, right?
You can do simultaneously 5 jobs if you want. No problem. But in your own major.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Good luck.
Okay.
Good
Thank you.
luck, sir. Okay, now we have our own neighborhood, Virginia. Virginia, go ahead. How can I help you?
Good afternoon, sir. This is Sri Hari.
Yes, sir.
My current 485, I got recently medical RFE for myself and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We submitted RFE like 1 month back.
Okay.
And at the same time, my EAD expired on January 24th. I'm
Okay.
on 6 months extended period.
Okay.
That is going to be done in July 24th, or like end of the month.
Okay.
So I'm still waiting for EAD approval or just DC to be hand. I just want to
Okay.
idea, some advice. here.
Okay. So hang on. I'm a little lost. Are you asking me, should you apply for an extension of your EAD? Is that what you're asking me?
I did apply for extension of EAD like in last October. I'm still waiting on
Okay.
extension
Okay.
of renewal of EAD.
So your question
I
is,
did not get one.
I'm not clear about your question. Are you worried about your EAD? Are you worried about your green card? What exactly is your focus?
If I did not get any of these after end of this July,
Okay.
what is my option?
Oh,
What
I
is my
see.
option?
When does your current EAD expire, sir?
It was on January last week. Yes.
Okay. So you have 180 days. Those 180 days are expiring in July. Okay. So what you do is, right now, you ask for an expedite of your EAD. If you look at the USCIS criteria for expedite, they have changed them. You can state that I could be losing my job, if that is true. If I don't get my EAD, how am I supposed to work? So when there's a job loss scenario, loss of driver's license, they are going to expedite your EAD. How do you expedite? You call them up. You call the customer service line and just say, I'm going to lose my job if I don't get my EAD. They'll tell you what you need to do to request expedite. Okay? Do it today itself. No harm in doing it right now. Okay? Good luck, sir. All right.
Thank you so much. Sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay. Next one is from a blocked number. You don't have to tell us where you are from, but go ahead. How may I help you?
Yeah, hello sir. My name is Ashish. I'm calling from India.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I'm running my own IT company in India, and my firm is registered in the USA in the state of Delaware. And
Okay.
I'm wondering whether I can sponsor myself for the EB5 visa or the H1b or even the L1
Okay.
using my own company,
Okay.
which is registered in US.
Okay. Well, I think we should talk separately. I'll make some time for you. I'll record the video if that's okay. And we'll make it public so that everybody, because this is a very interesting set of questions. And I'll give you a very detailed answer. We can try to do it next week. Okay? But if you want, sir, you're breathing too hard. Hang on. Get away from the phone a little bit. You're too loud on the phone. I can't hear myself. Okay? So we can record the conversation, make it available to the public. I can't hear. I have to mute you 1 second. Okay. So if you want that, but if you want to have a one-on-one consultation, not record, I'll be happy to do that, but you'll have to pay for our time. You can send me an email at help@immigration.com and we'll take it from there, okay? I'll explain the whole situation to you. All right? Sir? Okay. All right. So just send me an email to help@immigration.com. Whatever you want to do, we'll take it from there. Okay. For some reason, I think I lost him. Here's another one from India. India, go ahead, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, so actually my question, my question was 7th question, CSPA1.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The CSPA question. What did I tell you? What I said was, oh yeah, my last question that I asked you was this. When you got disconnected, I said, do you have any reason to doubt you're not going to go through CSPA? Did the consulate say something to you? Why are you worried about it?
No, sir. They didn't say anything like that. So
yeah, you know what you can do, sir? You know what you can do? You can send them an email ahead of time. Just say, this is my situation. Could you please confirm that we don't have any CSPA issues? I don't think you do, sir. Okay?
Okay.
Good luck to you. Good luck. Bye-bye. Okay, so I'm done with this batch of questions. I still have 15 minutes. Anyone has any questions, press *5. Anyone has any questions, press *5. Okay, we have 1, 2. Okay, 2 more questions. No big deal. We can do that very quickly. Area code 806, where are you calling from?
Hello, sir. I'm calling from Maryland.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Sir, I have a question.
Go ahead. Sir. Okay, next one is area code 720. Let's go to 720. 720, where are you calling from?
Hello, sir. Calling from Colorado.
Yes, sir.
So this is a question related to naturalization.
Uh-huh.
Last time I asked this. I was supposed to apply for naturalization last February.
Okay.
I had met all the conditions.
Okay.
But because of COVID, I traveled to India, and because of COVID, I got stuck there.
Okay.
And I was there for more than a year.
Okay.
And returned about 20 days ago.
Okay.
Is it okay to apply for naturalization now? Will they make an exception?
This is what I will ask you to do. Because you are so close to being a voter, any congressman will be happy to help you. Contact your congressman, ask them to find out for you if this is going to be a problem. I think your case is definitely pleadable. I don't think it's an open and shut case. Talk to your congressman's office. Let them find out for you. Okay? Share with me what the congressman says. My email is help@immigration.com. Okay?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, another follow-up question. Do you think a lawyer's help would be necessary?
Right now, there's nothing for a lawyer to do. It's just a question of how the government looks at it. If they say, no, we are not going to make any accommodations, at that point, you're going to need a lawyer.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Good luck, sir.
Yeah,
good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Once again, folks, anybody has any questions, press *5. We are done here almost. *5 if you have a question. Okay. This one is from 570. Area code 570. Is that Pennsylvania? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Rajiv, Pennsylvania. How are you?
Good, sir. What's up? Tell me.
I have one question. So, filing I-485, right? So, after filing that and in the process, and if the primary applicant is deceased, like a death or like an accident or something.
Yeah, they die.
Right?
Okay, got that. Yeah.
What will happen to dependents 485? Will it continue? Or
yeah, it can continue. Earlier, there was no law covering these kind of cases. I don't exactly remember what the details are. We've done a bunch of cases like this. You can actually send an email to Sumanji, suman@immigration.com, SUMAN, because she helped me with a bunch of those cases. So basically, I think they're called survivor cases, something like that. But the idea is, if you are close enough to the end of the green card and you have been living in the United States, your green card should be processed to completion. I don't remember exactly what the process is, but it's basically something we have to write to the government and then they reinstate the case, something of that nature. Don't remember the details, but in principle, yes, it should be possible. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Good luck. Area code 806, where are you calling from? 806, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Maryland.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah. My employer applied for H1b extension, I-129 application in April 2021.
Okay.
And I got green card end of May, beginning of June. Only thing, my employer did not withdraw pending H1b I-129 application. And yesterday, the status shows it's approved. So
well,
green card is
nothing to worry about.
After,
yeah, you don't need to worry about it. Remember, an H1 approval after the approval of a green card cannot overrule the green card. Okay? So you have nothing.
I'm good from all.
Oh, absolutely. You have zero reason to worry. I actually had a case where somebody had his naturalization done and then they got an email from the consulate saying, we are closing your case for green card because you never came for interview. This guy is a citizen. So yeah, this kind of goof ups are not abnormal. But what you can do is you can definitely have the employer write to the USCIS just because keep the record clean, but nobody can touch you. You are fine. Okay.
Got you. Yeah. So I was a little worried.
No. Just go party. Congratulations. That must be nice, huh?
Yeah. It's a 16 years wait. So
Lord.
Thank you very much.
When I did it was 6 months. So, 6 months to 16 years. It's been a while, huh? Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, again, area code 570, which is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, how can I help you?
Sorry, Raji, I forgot to ask one more question. Say 485, right? Like when it becomes current and the medical RFE, right? I have not submitted. So the officer will put RFE as soon as when my date becomes current and when he opens the file,
right.
Or like 1 month before it's being current, at that time he will look the RFE for medical.
RFEs, I think, I don't know the exact logistics, but I think RFEs start coming when the dates become current, as far as I know. But remember also, just something to keep in the back of your mind, that sometimes even if you don't get an RFE, you can carry the medical with you to the interview and they'll accept it there.
Okay. So some people are telling there might not be interview. So in that case,
I have seen cases being approved without medicals. They should not. They can be approved. But if they are not going to interview you, they have to send for the RFE. They have to get your medicals in.
Okay, Raji. So best chances like maybe once it's become final and then officer might take the application.
Yes,
that
sir.
time they will see.
Yes, sir.
Then they will see if it's not there, then they will send it. Okay,
yes, sir.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Okay, folks, I've got, 7 more minutes. That's never happened to me. 7 more minutes. Any questions? Going once? Going twice? No questions? Wow. So many people on the call, but have no questions. Wow, that's unusual. Okay, very good, guys. I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Stay well. Keep those masks on, I think. I am still keeping mine on. Bye-bye.